people in today's society refer to the American dream as the opportunity to come from nothing and be successful no matter who you are or where you come from. However, for many people today, this description is inaccurate. People like Central American immigrants. For Central American immigrants, this dream proves to be just that. Controversy over immigration has grown dramatically in importance. In fact, studies show that immigration has increased by a factor of 20 since 1970. And one study showed that in 2009, 1 in every 10 unauthorized immigrants was from Central America.
Recently, there has been an increase in the number of Central American children that show up on our American borders. But what people fail to realize is, how did these children get here? In Central America, there has been an increase in the amount of gang-related violence and is now involving the children. So the parents see that the only way to save these children from the negative environment is to send them to America, the land of opportunity. Many feel that the only way to get to America is through a freight train called the Beast. This train is nicknamed that because children climb on top of these trains and sleep and travel there in order to travel through Mexico to Central America. But it is nicknamed the Beast because of the dangers that come with this include falling off or rolling off the train while they're sleeping, which is very dangerous, and many children die on this journey. But once they come to America, the journey does not end there, unfortunately. There's not enough supplies nor room to store them. So they stay in these windowless cement rooms waiting to be processed by the government.
Common problem faced in American children when it comes to education, and common problem is how to afford a university. But the average problem faced by immigrants and children of immigrants is whether or not they will even have a chance to attend college. Most difficult and common problem is how to afford a university. But the average problem faced by immigrants and children of immigrants is whether or not they will even have a chance to attend a college. For Mexican and Central American immigrants, a good education is not easy to come by. To school, but in most states will not qualify for in-state college tuition. Anonymous Deanta college student says that she was restricted in many ways. It's harder now to get an education because kids like her not receive financial aid that helps with the cost of America. Education is a key to success. Being able to buy assets like house or a car hurts their chances of building a future.
Education is actually one of the largest problems for really immigrants of any culture, but more specifically Central American immigrants. This is due to the fact that Central American immigrants have extremely limited access to education, and the education that we as U.S. citizens take so much for granted today. With this lack of knowledge that Central Americans have as a result of the limited access to education comes a lack of preparation for employment, which causes them to be more unprepared for the real world. This all stems from the education at the lower levels, though. So, with that said, let's look at some statistics. 12% of U.S. children have parents that are not high school graduates, which is a relatively low number. However, from a totally different perspective, 40% up to 40% of immigrant children have parents that are not educated through the high school system. This is a pretty large number. And although this may not seem to affect the children directly, it actually has serious and dramatic implications. If your parent is not a high school graduate, it is more than likely that they will not be able to help you a great deal throughout your education process. This in turn could result in the child failing several subjects, which also could result in the child dropping out of college and a lack of a college degree, or even dropping out of high school and a lack of a high school degree. With this said, they will most likely not be ready for employment or for a successful career or a successful livelihood. this said, this means that the cycle would keep starting over. And what was one problem becomes a recurring problem over and over and over again.